Hey guys, I'm Jeremy, and wait, I wasn't ready. Hey guys, I'm Jeremy,
And I'm Zach.
and we're the Bletcher Brothers here for trending on Inside the Hunt Industry. So this month we are going to be talking about home to pro, or pro to home, depending on your life choices. But the trend of going from a home hunt to a pro hunt.
Yeah, and maybe not even like the word trend's kind of like a broad term, but more like, the business decision really. But yeah, no, it's a growing trend. I mean, I don't even say trend, it's like a dream. Like the dream to go have a home hunt and go pro. But it is, I guess, yeah, it's a trend. So,
we feel like we
lived it.
Well, we don't feel like we lived it. We have lived it. So we have a lot of tips and tricks, which we're not going to get into extreme detail about, because we could talk for hours about our feelings when it comes to when it comes to the home to pro situation. But because we have done it, we are going to offer kind of like a more broad sort of like here's some sort of things that we experienced, and maybe other people have experienced too, and we can have a conversation about it. So when we went pro, we were given a unique situation where we didn't have to really pay for a lot. We did our hunt at a venue that was based in a baseball stadium, and it was off season during haunted house time. So they had this empty space that we got to use to build hunts in, and that is like the number one thing we tell people when they ask us, like, oh, like, what do you think about going pro? Like, how should we do it? Find a place that just needs to make money during that time of year. It's much easier than your own building and your own money and permits and own overhead and all that sort of thing.
So in our situation, it was when it's not baseball season, there's an event company at the stadium that we worked at that was looking to do things year round when it's not baseball season, obviously, and so they're looking to do a haunted house. And they were doing this 4 years before they hired Jeremy and I, and then we ran it for 5 years, and now we are no longer working with them. But yeah, so it's the best thing. Like, look first, to piggyback off Jeremy, look for someone who has a venue or space that wants to do something or needs to do something year round, or you can go pitch it to someone. Like, I mean, even it doesn't even need to be like some place that's closed. I mean, like, or maybe even a place that's closed, like water parks. They're not open during October. They're open during the summer. If there's like space in the parking lot, or
I've had the idea before, a Halloween store. I mean, They are there seasonal anyway, and what better way to fill a maze than with all of the things that they already are trying to sell? I mean, it's basically like kind of like the interactive the interactive hunt on the showroom floor in Transworld. It's like you're going through this maze, you're going to see everyone's props, then it tells you like, oh, well, you can buy this here, sort of thing. And then like my other like big thing that we always tell people is that, like, we're going to talk about our feelings here, that it is a completely different feeling doing
lasers.
It's a completely different feeling doing it. You work the whole year for 1 to maybe 3 or 4 nights in your front yard or in your backyard or what have you. It's a different feeling than working a whole year to be open for 5 weeks straight. It's essentially like having 24 to 30, or like even the hunts that are open like after Labor Day in September. You have like a whole 60 days of Halloweens. It's different. It's really, really different. I mean, you can't even. It's like apples and oranges. You cannot compare how it feels to have just your Halloween night where you get to show off your work versus getting to show it off for a long time.
And it has good and bad aspects. With a home hunt, you work all of August and September to build this display or this walkthrough
Or a
party hunt or whatever, and then you have 1 or 2 nights to show it off, and just that pride you get and that sense of accomplishment you still get in a home or in a pro hunt setting, but it slowly fades away over the season, and and maybe that's a personal thing, but that's how it feels to me, and more so as the years went on. Like the first year, like every night felt like Halloween that we were open.
For sure.
Second year, same thing. Third year, kind of dwindled off, got a little burnout going on. Fourth year, was kind of back at it again. Like every night was like boom, 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 boom. Wow, this is awesome. Like just having that excitement. Like because essentially it's like a Halloween night every night you're open, and it's just so much fun seeing everyone running around having a good time. And then this past year kind of dwindled off again. Towards the end.
My logic behind all that is well, two reasons. We know some haunt owners that have, when we've talked about this, have never felt like that before, and I feel like it's because in our situation we were working for other people. We weren't necessarily working just for ourselves. So there is that sort of creative divide between, you know, what we want to do and what the final product should be. That I don't feel like that would be there as much if it was just our building, our haunt. So that's another thing that's a pro and a con. You know, it's a pro not to have to pay for it, but it's a con because it's not exactly yours. And then the other thing is that what we experience, I mean, and I feel like could go, I don't know if this maybe everyone can feel this way because how I'm about to explain it, but it's like any other relationship. It takes work. You have, you know, like when you get married, you know, it takes work to keep that spark alive, to keep that flame alive, to keep having fun, date nights, all that stuff. It's, you know, conscious effort on your part. And I feel like in a pro haunt scenario, if you're holding on to that home haunt sort of like goodness feeling, you want that, you have to work at it. You have to constantly remind yourself that what you're doing is special and important, and you know, don't let the business side kill the creative side. And there is at least the one thing. The first year at the stadium, the old president Bruce Kessman said to me, and he says it to his baseball team too. But I like how he applied it to us. He's all like, before we open, like a day before, 2 days before, just sometime before we open, but everything's pretty much done. And especially in the ballpark, it was great. That seats 6,000 people in an empty stadium. It's just a wonderful place to sit for a minute. And he said, sit down, take a deep breath, look around this empty, quiet stadium at the mazes and the decorations, take a deep breath and just like look at what you accomplished. You know, look at what your ideas that were on paper became real. You created something from nothing essentially. Take a minute. And every year we did that, and it helped so much to be like, look what we did.
That and pre-game shits.
Bruce Kessler. Don't forget to take your pre-game shit.
Yep, applies it to the haunt and to baseball.
Pre-game shits. So yeah, you know, the point is, it takes effort to remember that it is fun and it's creative, what you love. Because the business side, you know, having 15,000 people show up every year, like that takes its toll, and that can definitely take away the fun. Like we just want, I mean, that's what Zach and I have always said, and what we keep saying. We just want and wanted to just make something spooky. That's what we wanted. That was always our goal. And even when people try to take that goal away from you, you just have to remember that, and by people I mean, you know, the business side or the guests or whatever.
Anything.
When other factors are trying to take that goal away from you, that's when it's easy to be like, you know what? Screw this. It's not worth it anymore. I'm gonna go back, making some spooky tombstones, a few fog machines, all that. Because like there's been nights where it's like, Zach, I just wish we could set up a few tombstones, a few fog machines, a few lights, and fade into obscurity. And just scare, you know, I want to be the crotchety old man that people don't want to even come trick-or-treating to. They're just like, oh, look at his tombstones. Is he passing out candy? No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Stay off my lawn, but enjoy my tombstones.
Yeah, but I mean, so but then there, at the same time, like, because I'm trying to like bring this back into like how it's a trend.
Yeah.
It is, and I guess the biggest part, like, why I guess we see it as a growing trend is because like we see it all over the internet. Here in California, it's not. I don't want to say like a growing trend, but it is becoming a bigger thing for just more pro hunts to be opening that aren't theme parks. We got 17th Door last year. We got
and that was not a home haunt. That was just like, we want to open up on it.
And then Sinister Point's coming back from doing their spooky year-round events to doing a haunt. I don't know if you heard about that. They're coming back to do a haunt this year.
Same with the Great Horror Campout. That wasn't a home haunt. That was just like people wanting to do something spooky.
Yeah. And so, growing trend for people that want to do more things besides going to theme parks, especially here in California. I know, like in the Midwest and on the East Coast, you know, there's a pro hunt on, you know, every corner in every farm, you know, on every trail. But here in California, there's not. So it is becoming a growing thing here, especially that we've noticed. A lot of home haunters, a lot of spaces here that are available. Like just for case in point. three of our actors / makeup artists, Maddie, Sierra, and Tish, were trying to get to the corn maze in Temecula that they do. It's just family-friendly fall event, asking them if when they close they could reopen up and do like a maze and a walkthrough. So it's just a growing thing, and a lot of little home hunts running around.
Which is interesting though, because like we're on the side of it where it's like we did it and we experienced it, but we know quite a few home hunters around here and all over the place that are like, nope, never in a million years will I do that. It sounds awful. Even like I know like Jeff and Chris Davis are like, we can't believe anyone lets anyone walk on their property. Like, you're not coming in our driveway. You're just like staring. You're looking at it from the front of the sidewalk. It's an art display. And so, like, there's that whole other side of the coin where people are like, it's not a trend because screw that. I'm not doing that at all. That sounds terrible. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, there's that too.
All right, guys. So let us know what you think down in the comments below. I think we did an adequate job about explaining how how this is not a trend. I don't know. So,
I like how every video we're like, I don't know if it's trending. Let us know.
Is it trending?
It's just two. We're just two guys just sitting in their living room, like talking about stuff. We don't.
In California, where there's no.
We're the
haunts.
worst people for this job. No. So no, seriously, like I mean, it was our dream to make money doing what we loved, and it happened, and we want it to happen again in the future. Like given the opportunity, like even though we have had our fair share, like clearly we've had a lot of feelings about all of it. I would still do it again in a heartbeat, somewhere else, like in a new sort of environment. And that's a whole other side note too. Seriously, if you guys want to talk more about this with us in person or on the internet, we're more than happy to. We're actually we're speaking at Midsummer Scream this year about this whole topic. And
it's a new convention in Long Beach, California. It's first year. It's in July, end of July, and it was, we're going to be teaching a class on, giving our tips and tricks of our Home to Pro experiences.
It's called Home to Pro.
Wow.
It's called Home to Pro with the Bloodshed Bros.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it. It has a nice ring to it. Because, I mean, I was just going to go off on a whole tangent about reaching your creative plateau at a certain place, but that's a whole nother topic. So, anyway, so stay scary.
Trending, when you reach the top of your creativity chart. When you realize you can't get any better than this.
Trending. It's all downhill from here. Stay scary, guys. We will see you.
No. So yeah, let us know in the comments below, you guys. If it's your goal, like if you are doing a home hunt and you want to do a pro thing one day.
If you're a pro hunter and you hate it. If you're a pro hunter, you've never done a home hunt. Like, let us know your experiences and your feelings in the comments.
So as always, I'm Zach.
I'm Jeremy.
We're the Bloodshed Brothers, and you can check us out on youtube.com/the Bloodshed Brothers to see our videos. And yeah, stay scary, and you're watching Inside the Haunt Industry.